Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley. If it's your first time here, go ahead and subscribe. Today we will be doing commentary for Blac Chyna's new show on Zeus Network. So I want to jump right into this. I really don't want to edit this video, but if I do, it'll be minimal. You guys, this show, like, I knew it was going to be really good, but I didn't know it was going to be this good. And the first episode, of course, was a cliffhanger. But also, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I also do commentary on The Hills, so if you want to check that out, if you like that show, go ahead and check that out. But for this, I feel like this episode, this show is needed for not only the Black community, but just families in general. I really love Blac Chyna. I always have. So let's get started. The episode starts with Blac Chyna and her friend Treasure. So Blac Chyna gives us a rundown of who everyone is. It's only about 4 or 5 people that's in her inner circle that she introduced to the camera. So after that, Blac Chyna is going to get some fillers and get her jawline like touched up, which I really want to do when I get a bag. So yeah, I need them views. So she's doing that. Basically, the scene is her best friend Treasure, and Ashton. In the middle of her getting fillers, Treasure gets a phone call. It's her son's PO, and he's being arrested. He's been tardy to school multiple times, and she's a single parent, so she's stressed and she's upset. So Chyna and Treasure step out and they talk about it. My first question was, why is he tardy? Like, did he not get dropped off? Like, what's tea? I didn't get the details on that. So, but even still, even though that's the assumption, we all know that kids, even when raised properly, sometimes they could just take a different path. So there's no, I'm not trying to mom shame, is what I'm saying. I don't think that's right, but it just was like, okay, he's tardy. What's good? You had a Botox appointment. But you know, TV. So after that, okay. So after that, you know, they talk through that, they get through that, and then you see Treasure and Chyna having a conversation in regard to Toni, which is Chyna's mom. And if you haven't seen the tabloids, Chyna and her mom have a very tumultuous relationship. And I don't really know why. Again, it's not really clear. It's like they want to give us a little bit, but not too much. So Chyna reaches out and invites Tokyo to visit and to catch up and to possibly be in Dream and King's life. Tokyo hasn't seen King and Dream in 2 to 3 years. From what I got from it, it seemed like she was implying that Chyna, since she blew up, hasn't helped her. Now, she did say that Chyna got her a car, a $40,000 car, and then I guess they got into it and Chyna cut the car off. I know you can call a number like and just have the car cut off like remotely, depending on the type of car. Toni's upset about a couple of things. She has some things to get off her chest. Chyna just, I guess she just wants to reach out to her mom and mend their relationship. So Toni comes to LA with her security. She decides to stay in a hotel, which is, I think, a very good idea. And so she ends up meeting up with Chyna at her house. This is where the bulk of the show takes place, is in Chyna's kitchen. So what they were doing was, Toni walked in, and I felt that she walked in very rude and disrespectful. She walked in with an attitude. She looked at Chyna, and then she kind of just kept it moving and sat down, and Chyna comes around. Now, Chyna's a Taurus, and if you've never been friends with a female Taurus, or you don't know a female Taurus or a Taurus in general, girl, that's the bull right there. So I was very happy that Chyna didn't lose her cool. She done had a lot of Botox, so the face is not moving. Chyna pulls up a chair. She moves the chair from in the middle of her and Tokyo and pulls up a chair. Chyna didn't say anything. She just sat there. And so Tokyo says, "Why am I here?" She has an attitude, okay? And Chyna's like, "Because I called you to be here." Like, what do you mean? So they're not getting anywhere, all right? Next, They're going back and forth, back and forth. They're not really talking about nothing. Tokyo said, you know, I think that she was saying Chyna has changed. Which, I mean, I feel like, isn't that what people do when they go to LA? Don't they change? Don't they go to LA to get famous, get fillers, get surgery, look like a movie star, live the glamorous fast life, and get money? So I think there's a problem when you grow up and you go a different route from what a lot of people in your hometown may be doing. So people automatically start treating you differently when you blow up. They don't, it's not even necessarily that you're treating people different. When you blow up like that, you have to associate yourself very strategically with different circles, and it's a socialite type of scene. She's like one of the #1 influencers in the country. Some of the things that she used to do back in DC, she cannot do anymore. And I think that that is a problem that people have with these young celebrities when they move out there to LA. Yes, there's a different aura now because I'm in a different space in my life. I have to carry myself differently. I can't hang around you all the time. You cannot be around me and not look the part. It brings down my value. So it's very hard for people to express that, especially to your loved ones. If they don't understand it, then they just don't understand it. And it's like, I love you, but I have to love you from a distance because I have to change. She's had to change herself. Do you know how many surgeries this woman has had? She's had to morph into someone else to fit in because she wanted the biggest bag. So I think that Toni is having a hard time accepting that, and I think that Toni is taking it very personally, which I cannot blame her. I can't say if she's right or wrong, but I feel like both of them might be wrong. Now, again, I don't know exactly what is the core, the root of the problem, but it's just like a whole bunch of little problems. And so Chyna kept her cool, you know. She started smoking on her vape pen, and she even reached out to hug Toni. It was so weird. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, that was uncomfortable and weird to watch. I think she was just trying to de-escalate the situation, but it was so weird. Toni wasn't having it. Like, if you never got into an argument with your mom, then you wouldn't understand. When this is somebody that raised you, this is somebody that wiped your so you can't just say whatever you want. You can't just do whatever you want. You can't just turn your back on your mother. I do feel like if you reach stardom and a lot of success, that you should take care of your mother. She shouldn't want for anything. And so I'm not sure if Chyna's not done that, or maybe she's not done it to the magnitude that Toni wants. Chyna also did state that she felt like Toni felt entitled to something, but I feel like she is entitled to it because that's your mom. I don't know. I don't know how she was raised. I don't know what type of mother Toni was to her, because Chyna insinuated that Toni wasn't around and that her grandmother raised her. But Toni said she doesn't even know her grandmother like that, and her grandmother didn't buy her anything. But the thing is, when you're raising a child, buying them is not the answer. You have to be present, and you have to shower them with gifts, I believe. But if you have the means to. But just buying them and not ever spending time with them or talking to them and seeing what's going on in their life, that's not going to work. And the child is going to resent you. So I just see a lot of pain, frustration, and anger. It did get physical. And the first thing Chyna said was, you're not about to ruin this for me. You are not about to come out here and ruin this for me. I think Chyna wanted to separate herself from the DC life and the ghetto life and the rough life so much. And she's been able to do that. But I think she's scared that if she lets, you know, her DC family around, that they'll ruin it for her. And that's sad. That's scary and that's sad. Like, I do believe one false move in Hollywood and you're canceled. And I do think that's why Chyna has been associating herself with so many different men and things of that nature, because she wants to stay relevant. I just love Blac Chyna. I really do. I always have. I've always respected her grind and her hustle. And she's doing what a lot of people won't do, but she's managed to gain success from it. And if she can sleep well at night with all of her decisions, whatever they may be, then that's her life. And if she's able to provide for her kids the best way that she knows how, okay, that's her life. Like, her kids are already going to have a way better life than a lot of children in this world. So, I mean, yeah, they might hear things about their mom, and they might have to be in a private school or live behind a gated community, but is that really that bad compared to kids out here who don't know where their next meal is going to come from? So I feel like Chyna and her mom need to repair the relationship ASAP, and if they need professional help to do so, then that's what they need to do. But it was really a good episode, because there's a lot of people that have a toxic relationship with their loved ones, and the fact that she's shedding light on that was so awesome to me, because a lot of people won't show that side. And I know as a tourist, she's only going to show but so much, but I don't know, I really liked the episode. But it was triggering. I was like, it was really uncomfortable to watch, I'm not gonna lie. I think the whole season is gonna be so dope and fun and fresh. I think that, oh, also Tokyo was saying, sorry to segue off of that, but Tokyo was also alluding to the type of people that Chyna has been hanging around may not be the best for her. I think that she feels like there's a lot of yes men around Chyna. Chyna's paid. So, quite naturally, as a mama would do, she wants to protect Chyna from anyone that could be a bad influence on her. They're not saying what the bad influence is. I mean, that could come in later episodes. I don't know. I don't feel like Treasure is a bad influence on Chyna. I feel like she's a genuine person so far. I've always seen her. She's always been around. I've seen her since Chyna was back in her dancing days. And I always say, oh, she's a pretty girl. But I don't feel like Treasure is trying to gain the success and notoriety that Chyna has. Because either you have it or you don't. Like, a star is a star. And I don't get the vibes that Treasure is trying to take that route. Now, if Chyna can help her as far as financial backing, or is able to put her in contact with certain individuals that could help Treasure reach whatever it is that she wants to do. I thought she did nails. I can't remember. You guys let me know in the comments. I don't know, but I just couldn't imagine. I mean, I've always been interested in being a socialized celebrity, things of that nature, like when I was younger, coming up and stuff like that. And now the way social media is, it's very much possible. But I think it would be a very sad and lonely life, because it's like, who can you trust? And I don't know if I have the stamina to keep up with all that they have to keep up with. I think the episode was really good, and I do plan on watching future episodes. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode down below. Who was wrong? Who was right? I need you guys to tell me your opinions, because I just can't figure it out from one episode. But it definitely was a cliffhanger. Yes, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out my other videos. If you like the Hills commentary, check it out. I have tons of other videos. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you keep up with all my new content as soon as it drops. Thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye, guys. And if you guys are interested in subscribing to the Zeus Network to watch future episodes of the Blac Chyna reality show, I will just link it down below in the description box so you guys can access it. And that is it.